Hi, my name is Austin Zoot, and welcome to the Zoot Perspective Web Congregation. This week we pick up the Torah portion back with Moses in the Exodus, and finally, after the 10th plague, Pharaoh is ready to let the Israelites go. He says, get out, I don't want you here anymore, you've caused enough damage, get lost. So the Israelites pack up their stuff and take the matzah, which as we talked about last week we were commanded to eat, not we had to eat. We exited Egypt and the Israelites were free. Now, as Pharaoh is known to do, he changes his mind, and he sends his army after the Israelites to try and get them back. And the people are standing before the Red Sea, and they petition to God saying a kind of funny line. They found some comedy in moments of strife. They said, "Were there not enough graves in Egypt that you brought us out here so that we could die here at the hands of the Egyptians?" Well, God, of course, being God, trying to show his might and trying to show that God's got it covered, God, with the help of Moses, or rather Moses with the help of God, splits the Red Sea and the Israelites are able to cross the dried up part and cross the sea. Now, as the Egyptians come up behind, they begin to cross the dried sea, and God closes the part and drowns the Egyptians. Now, usually we stick to just the Torah portion, and there's plenty to talk about in this week's Torah portion, but we're going to do a little bit of textual synthesis. Now, tell me textual synthesis wasn't the thing missing from your Friday night plans. But we're going to do a little textual synthesis, and we're going to bring in the Midrash. And there's a Midrash that says that the angels were celebrating in heaven, that the Egyptians had been defeated and the Israelites were saved. And God comes in and says, wait, no, stop celebrating. We shouldn't be celebrating because the Egyptians met their demise. The Egyptians were my people too, and even though they were the bad guys in this story, we don't celebrate when our enemies meet their doom. This is central for us to understand in today's day and age. This is a great lesson for us to learn right now, because we do so much standing up for what we believe. I talk about it a lot both here and on my blog. I talk all the time about we need to find the things we believe in and we need to fight for the causes that are worth fighting for. Not everyone agrees about what those things are, though. Sometimes we argue against one another because something that is a passion area of mine may be a passion area of yours on a different level. But we cannot allow our passions for something to become our ill wishes for people. When I'm in favor of something and you're opposed to it, it doesn't mean that I want to see you defeated. I want to see what I believe in come to fruition. God is telling us in this Midrash that it is okay to celebrate that the Israelites were saved, but it is not okay to celebrate that the Egyptians drowned. We've seen this several times throughout history. We saw in 2011 the struggle that Americans faced when Osama bin Laden was killed. There was an internal conflict. How do you rationalize the fact that the greatest villain in recent American history is dead? It's good for the cause for America. Terrorism will go down. But there's that part of us that is uncomfortable by celebrating another person's death. That's the kind of lesson that we're meant to learn here. We're meant to learn that to celebrate and appreciate and rejoice in the victory of a cause is absolutely okay. But to celebrate in the demise of the enemy just isn't right. We need to stick to what we believe in and not root against the other people. That's what I get out of this week's Torah portion. It's a complex issue. I know there are a lot of perspectives from which to view it. I'd love to hear what you have to think. Make sure to leave a comment. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel below. Please share what you're thinking and feeling. It's important to me. Thank you very much, and Shabbat Shalom.